So, a couple things on this comment. I responded to it initially with, "I don't work for you." Um, it's an anonymous account with no content, that kind of deal. It, but I'm going to illustrate this a couple ways. Um, Half of the shit that people post on TikTok, especially in the comments, is just fabricated rumors. I'm not aware of any ceasefires at all. I know the ceasefire inside the Gaza Strip has expired, and Israel has started dropping bombs again and has started firing indiscriminately into tents inside refugee centers. And a young boy was hit in the head with a bullet. They launched some missile or whatever yesterday in northern Gaza and killed 9 Palestinian civilians. Um, and that Israel has stopped allowing the bulk of humanitarian aid to enter the Gaza Strip again. So that's not a ceasefire. I know that a ceasefire has been proposed for Russia's illegal invasion into Ukraine and the war that they've been conducting on Ukraine, and that Zelensky has accepted the terms of that ceasefire and Vladimir Putin has not. He has simply demanded the wholesale surrender of Ukrainian soldiers. So that's not a ceasefire. So I don't know what you're talking about, first of all. Second of all, um, I think there's a broader point here. There are a lot of creators, well, not a lot, there are many creators on this app with very, very large platforms who there are certain stories that they simply just don't discuss. And that's because of deeply held personal beliefs that they have, or because they're getting paid by somebody for whom that particular story would be inconvenient. And like I know there were a few young, heavily democratic uh, creators on this app with very large platforms who did not say a word about Chuck Schumer and last Friday and the unrest inside the Democratic Party. Um, and, you know, there have been longstanding allegations that a couple of those guys are getting paid by the DNC. But, then there are a couple other creators on this app with very, very large platforms who have very reluctantly discussed the story of Mahmoud Khalil, the Palestinian protest leader from Columbia University who was abducted by the federal government a little over a week ago and has been in prison ever since. Um, and, a couple of those folks might be uh, of the Zionist persuasion. And so it's like, I wanted to come on with a reminder that 95% of the people that we follow or get information from on this app are not journalists. I'm not a journalist. I've never proclaimed to be a journalist. And a lot of the people on this app, I think, who kind of act like journalists are not very clear that they're not journalists. And whether it's who's paying them or what their particular beliefs are about a certain area of the world, which may not be widely known or disclosed by them to the people who follow them in either case. You need to be mindful of who you're getting your information on and who you're relying on for information on this app. This app in particular, because again, it's like, unless it's a person who has a history of working as an actual journalist, even if they've gone out on their own independently now, we are not journalists. We're not out there doing reporting. We're not. You know, it's like I'll pick a couple of snippets out of a news story and give you guys a framework of a factual situation, and then I give you my opinions. You know, everything I do on this app is pretty much my opinions. And, you know, just be mindful. Be mindful of where you're getting your information and what creators you are relying upon for accurate and complete information. But yeah, I'm not aware of any ceasefires. If there are any, please let me know in the comments. Have a great night.